Hey there, how's it going today? Welcome back to another fantastic episode of Review Sesh. If you've been here before, I really do appreciate you coming back to visit me. And if you haven't been here before, give me just one moment. Let me tell you a little bit about who I am and what I do. So my name's Mike, and what I do is I review federally legal hemp products and devices. So it doesn't really matter whether it's a consumable product of any kind or whether it's a functional device of any type. We're going to be looking at all of that stuff on this channel. I really do hope you enjoy the content that I'm making for you. So guys, today we are doing a device unboxing. I'm really excited about this one, guys. I've known this was coming for quite some time. It's new on the market and it's something that's really special. And we're going to be getting into that shortly. But real quick, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kick it back to the previous me. And he's going to go ahead and he's going to reiterate a little bit about what it is that we're doing on this channel. And he might even be able to explain a little bit about what THCA is, if there are any of y'all who are still unfamiliar, unsure, or on the fence about what it is. And then after that, we're going to be getting right into this unboxing. All right, as you guys know, I review federally legal hemp products and devices on this channel. And some of these products have THCA in the name. And THCA is one of those things that has an awful lot of people confused right now. So if you're one of those people that's confused, give me just one moment. Let me explain a little bit. I might be able to educate you a little bit about what THCA actually is. And THCA stands for tetrahydrocannabinolic acid. And it's the naturally occurring compound found on all hemp plants everywhere. Basically, it's the precursor to what we know now as Delta 9 THC. All right. So, in and of itself, though, guys, THCA is not psychoactive. You're not going to go out and eat a piece of a hemp plant and get any elevated effects. It does not work like that. It first has to undergo a process called decarboxylation. And decarboxylation may sound like a fancy chemistry word, and it's because it is, but it's very simple in principle. And it simply means application of heat. So it doesn't really matter whether it's environmental heat, just the heat of the sun, it's a hot day outside, or, we're applying some artificial heat with some flame or with an electronic heat source like I like to use. We are decarboxylating that THCA molecule and it's dropping that A right off the end of that molecule chain and it's leaving you with good old fashioned THC. So, guys, I want to be very clear on this. For all intents and purposes, the THC that everybody that you've ever spoken to or has ever spoken about before this, before 2018, they have been referring to THCA, the naturally occurring compound found on the plant. All right? Very clear about that. It is basically the same thing everybody's always spoken about. But the great thing is, since 2018 in the federal farm bill, we can get all these things to our doors. We don't have to go out and, you know, deal with strange people at odd times of night, potentially go out and, waste our time at the least and risk our safety at the worst. Now we just get it mailed to us, and when you get your packages in the mail, you're going to be getting something like this. This is a letter, a notice to law enforcement and the postal service, and it just dictates what is in the package, and it does list the applicable sections of the 2018 Farm Bill that the things in the package are covered under. Very important to hold on to these guys. You don't want to get rid of these right now. They pack flat. Just hold on to them. There's no reason to throw these out at this moment. For the foreseeable future, hold on to these and hold on to any COAs or certificates of analysis that you may have with your products. All right. All right, guys. So the very special device that we're looking at today is brought to us by Vapit, and we're looking at their new Vapit HX kit. This is my first look at this. I have not opened the package yet, and I'm going to be showing it to you for the first time on camera here. Now, I know you guys love seeing me on camera, but I figure I'm going to do a little bit of hand modeling for you guys today, and we're going to be going to the overhead cam, and we're going to be working on that one so you guys can get a better view of this. So let's do that now. All right, guys, so on the overhead cam, here is the new Vapit HX kit. A lot of you guys have been watching me for some time. You will know I love my Vaphit kits. These are all Vaphits. So here's some of the first ones I got, and then here's the two more recent ones. Here is the Vapit X, really nice kit, very heavy stem, and here is the Vapit QOQ, quartz on quartz. Really nice device. Full convection. all glass that you're heating right here. Full convection. Really nice. But these aren't what we're here to look at today. You've already seen these, and if you haven't, go ahead and go back to my previous videos on Vapit. Just look for the keyword Vapit, and you will find them when you're searching my channel. We're going to be opening this up and checking it out. All right. So you always get these kits in one of these cases. Opening it up, looks like they now are including the toolkit. You do have some little tweezers. This right here, this is for the bowl screen. And these little silicone oven mitt things are for removing the cap. Things that you always get with the Vaphit kits are a plethora. You get a slew of different O-rings and some screens. All right, let's get out the main parts. All right, so here is the bowl. This does appear to be the same bowl. I could be mistaken, but it does appear to be the same bowl from the X, which is a 0.15 millimeter bowl, or 0.15 gram, excuse me, millimeter. I don't know why. It's my 3D printing, guys. I'm always working on my 3D printers. I think in millimeters, in terms of millimeters. But no, it's a 0.15 gram, so it's a little over 1/10 of a gram that just hold. All right. Like this kit comes with a water pipe adapter, WPA. That's going to be good. Always throw it on there. But here I think is what we're looking at today, the biggest thing. All right. Oh yeah, here we go. All right, nice. So this kind of looks like it's the best of the last two devices. So we have the bowl from the Vapit X and the Helix mouthpiece. I guess that's where it comes. The HX Helix X comes in, and we're gonna get that bowl on there. Wet those threads a little bit. There we go. Get it on there nice. Now these two caps, one is thicker than the other. This one is thicker than this one. So this one's going to hold a lot more heat for longer. You can actually feel the difference in weight between them. And this one's going to heat up quicker, but it's going to probably dissipate heat quicker too. We are going to go with this one. Okay, can get our little mitts out. Actually, we're going to move our dab hut thing over so we don't want to burn any holes or anything in our mat. This is a very nice mat. I don't want to mess it up. And I think today we're going to try this with some, I think, what is this? This is Boston George from Shop Hello Mary. Really, really nice flower. Interesting flavor. It's earthy, piney, bit citrus, and it's a cross of George's Cookies and Boston OG. As with most other things, code review sesh will save you 10% at Shop Hello Mary. Ground up with my favorite grinder. This is the world's best grinder. This is something that I found online. I am not the designer of it. I simply found the file on the internet and printed them. And I really do like the way it grinds. Occasionally you do have to give it a little brush, but that's not a problem for me. It offers a very nice fine grind. And I do think that this fine grind is perfect for vaping, especially with the Vaphit. So, nice piney smell. Get a little bowl pack. You don't need to really actually pack it, guys. This is not one of those things that you pack like you would your traditional spoon or even a chillum or anything like that. You're not really packing it so much as you're just letting it sit in there a little bit. And as long as you got a good enough grind on there, you'll be good. Fresh device. I always try to twist when I'm putting these caps on so that you don't get the O-rings curled up in there. You don't want to get them all curled up. So when you pull it off straight, but when you put it back on, I try to twist a little bit and make sure it seats really nicely. Same with the bowl. And as you can see here, very, very similar to previous Vaphit devices. You've got your quartz cap. That's what they're known for, their quartz cap. And this is a much larger piece of glass. It is going to hold a lot more heat. And this is a much larger bowl than most of the other products. It is the same size bowl as the Vapit X, but I do believe the Vapit X is the only one currently with this size bowl. The QOQ, which is right here, only has a 0.10 bowl. This is the Vapit X, has a 0.15 bowl. Now, I did previously try using the Vapit X bowl in the QOQ, but there is no way to get this bowl to sit on this. No way to get this bowl seated onto this, which is why they came up with this, I'm assuming. And I do like it. It's a very, very, as I'm holding it, it feels nice. It feels very, very much like an upgrade, to be honest. And, oh wait, that's almost kind of like Sonic Screwdriver, anybody? I don't know if you guys watch Doctor Who or not. I don't these days, but I used to watch a ton of it. As usual with the Vaphit, you're just going to heat it around. And with this large thing here, you can go all up and down. You can get a lot of good heat all in this glass. Just wait until you start to see some of that color change. I'm heating a little bit lower than normal, as you can see on this bowl. I'm heating a little bit down here. So hopefully we'll be pulling more heat from lower, further away from the actual flower, lead to more convection. And convection is your best friend when you're vaping, guys. That's really nice. And it definitely pulls the heat through. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to the main camera. So it's definitely pulling the heat. And the cap holds a great deal more heat. I can tell it is retaining quite a lot more heat. Though it's pulling through the flower a lot more smoothly than I anticipated. This is going to be one, I think it's going to be harder to combust in, guys. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Notice I'm holding it right there, that collar. Now that collar's warm to the touch, but it's not hot. Um, so as long as you're not actually grabbing that glass, you shouldn't have to worry about burning yourself. Now, if you do want to grab the glass, say you do want to just cash the bowl and put another one in, that's what these are for. Cash the bowl, tap it out, go for another one. And the cool thing I like about these guys, that's not what this tool is used for, so it is not actually used to pack the bowl. I just am using it for that at the moment. If you do pack these bowls, pack very lightly. They're not to be packed like you would a traditional bowl. Cap back on, go for round two. Now I'm liking this a lot so far. I am surprised though that this is actually the same launch price as the previous Vapit X. So it's it's at that same price point, which is really cool. I fully expected it to be somewhere in between the X and the QOQ in price range. So I expected it to be 50 or 55 bucks. But it's the price of the X. Man, that offers a lot of good flavor. There's a lot more heat in that cap, but because you've got more of the cap there, I think it's spreading out more evenly. I seem to be getting smoother hits, even though I'm dumping quite a lot of heat. I'm putting a lot of heat into this, guys. Oh yeah. I don't know how they keep doing it, guys, but they keep doing it. Um, every time a new Vaphit gets to me, every time I get a new Vaphit, I'm like, how in the heck do they keep innovating? But they do. And man, do I love it for tasting flavors, chasing flavors. There's, I know a lot of people, a couple of people in particular, they happen to live in states where they can grow, and they love growing. They love doing the pheno hunt type thing. You know what I mean? They're always looking for unique stuff. And I'm telling them, I'm like, guys, I understand you guys like your joints, you like your bongs, you like all that other stuff, but if you really want flavor and you really want to tease out the flavor and you want to get the best taste out of what you have, you should probably try something like a Vapit. It's affordable. It's pretty foolproof. Provided you're not. People tell me, hey, they're nervous about torches, guys. This isn't a torch. This is a jet flame lighter. This is not a torch. This is a jet flame lighter. People buy these to light traditional things with. All right, so it's not really that big a deal. But I had a friend. He's one of those pheno hunting guys, and he's got some stuff that tells me, he tells me that it tastes like, get this, guys. It tastes like deep fried pickle chips. Like battered and deep fried pickle chips. I'm like, all right. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Um, but just between you and I, managed to get a little sample. So we're about to see. We're about to see if it tastes like pickle chips. I'm not gonna tell you what it is though. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. I wouldn't do that. It's a pheno hunt. And if I give you the name of it, I give you the information of it, it wouldn't be right. So I'm not gonna do that. But I am gonna tell you if it actually does taste like pickle chips. And I'm very, very excited to try this. I've heard about this for a while, this particular flavor, this particular profile. And you guys know me, I like the funky, weird stuff. The weirder, the better. The more funk, the better. If it is putrescent or of an odd flavor that you wouldn't normally get, I am all over it. So I'm really, really excited about this one. And like I say, I'm not being shy about dumping heat on here, guys. This cap is quite large, and I am heating underneath the bowl, right at the fins, right at the fins of the metal bowl. That's what I'm aiming at, right at these little holes on the glass cap, the quartz cap. Now, if I tried that right directly at the bowl, I would have combusted during just heating it. Well, oh my God. Whoa. Guys, that's pickle chips, guys. It tastes, and I know how it sounds, but it's actually pretty good. It tastes funky, like a fast fast food fryer vat smells kind of thing. But if that vat were only used for deep frying pickles, that's what we're talking about there. Oh wow, wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's the kind of deep fried oiled deep fry smell that you get. Like you could go to a, a county fair or something like that, and you get a funnel cake or something. It's kind of like that funnel cakey oil, but it is pickly. It's pickly. That is very, very cool. Very cool. Not sure if it'd be an all day vape for me. I'm not sure if I want to vape pickles all day. But no, that is really, really cool. And it's one of the things that I love about these Vapit products, guys, is you can have something like in this instance, I have a very, very, very small amount of this. Enough for a few more bowls, I would say. But, if I were to put that through my regular one hit wonder bowl, even through the microdose bowl, this microdose bowl, I could pack this microdose bowl 3 or 4 times for this one probably. And this one's still for the small amount that you get in it. For the small amount you get in it, guys, you're getting a lot of flavor, a ton of flavor. In the new design with the extended caps, that is an extended cap, by the way. That is longer than previous caps. That is longer than the previous longest cap, which was for the QOQ. Pretty good size difference there. Put it on that camera for those of you guys that you can see it there. It's a pretty good size difference. QOQ, the new HX. Look at the cap size difference there. It's nearly double the length of the original X cap. And if you think that one holds a lot of heat, and it does, it's cool enough to handle now though. This one here, you guys can see how much thicker that is. This one here is going to hold so much more heat. So much more heat. You could probably use a much heavier duty torch, I'll be honest. You could probably use a heavier duty torch than this. This being a jet lighter. I just made it a point that this is a jet lighter. You could probably actually take it up to a torch on a low flame and use a torch. With this cap especially, it's so heavy. You're going to heat quick, but you're not, the cap's going to help compensate, and you're not going to go through it so quick that it just poof, burns up so quick. Which obviously is not something you want. You don't want to be burning things up because you're vaping. Let's try another little bowl of this pickle stuff. Very, very weird. Very weird. I'm going to have my brother try this. He's a huge fan of fried dill pickles. And he's a huge fan of our favorite plant. He might be interested in this one. I gotta say, it's the first time I've ever had something that really has me really thinking about how many bowls could I take of this before it gets old, you know? And I'll be honest, pickle, there's some people out there could probably go through a lot of the pickle flavor. I'm not a huge pickle fan myself. I am just fascinated, but you know, fascination tends to wear off quick for some of us. Now, if my friend can keep hunting this and find a bread and butter pickle in there, find a nice sweet pickle in there, a gherkin, something like that, we might could talk. We might could talk about something like that. But at the moment, I think this pheno is probably something that my brother would definitely dig. And if you guys like pickled chips, be they fried or potato chips, this is pretty good. It's pretty good. Like I say, you can't really get anywhere now, so it's not worth me telling you what it is. But it is greasy. I mean, it tastes greasy. Mm. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy good though, and it lingers. It leaves that hint of dill on your palate. It's really pretty interesting. All right, guys. So I do hope you've enjoyed this unboxing. The Vapit HX. Very, very nice device, guys. This is another step up. This is another step up. Um, like I said, I love my X. Love my X. Love my QOQ. Needs a bit of a cleaning. I love my QOQ. You see, I use that quite often. How filthy it is. And I do think this is going to be the best marriage of these two devices. Really, really quite pleased. Quite pleased with it. I'm wondering how deep this little chamber here in the center though goes. I'm going to have to take out my calipers and actually do some measurement. I'm wondering how deep this little chamber goes, and if there'd be a way to get some sort of media in there, perhaps, as a condenser. But honestly, since you're just hitting that glass, it's probably just gonna heat sink more. It's probably just gonna heat soak more, and then that'll be beneath the bowl. So you just pull. I don't know. I might give it a try. I might give it a try. I might find some very small turp pearls or something and try it out. If they'll fit, I'm not sure they will though. Well, those few hits is really starting to get to me. You guys can actually get quite lifted with these devices, provided you sit and you hit it a few times. And there are those of us. I'm one of them. I'm a very fiddly kind of consumer. I like to sit there and I like to sesh and I like to fiddle and I like to play around and experiment and think about how these devices are used and learn how they're used and then find new ways to use them. Um, so if you guys are like that, if you're anything like that, then you know this might be one of those devices for you. May as well go ahead and show y'all real quick how the WPA works on here. This down here, the actual helix stem. The actual helix stem is press fit with O-rings. See? So we're just taking a water pipe adapter. Vaphit water pipe adapter, by the way, great in its own right. This can be used with any tip, any bowl. Doesn't matter if it's Vaphit, doesn't matter if it's Dynavap. You can use this with any bowl. All of the adapters, all of the stems, they're all interchangeable. And that's one of the things I love about them. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go back to the Boston George, I think for a minute, and we're going to do this another way. Show you guys how else we can use it. And we are going to go with the larger cap this time around. We're going with the larger cap because we were going on a water pipe that I'm not actually running water in. You guys know I like to run my pieces dry. However, didn't change things too much. So let's enjoy one from this piece. I used to when I first got these devices, I used to really roll them quite a lot, roll them fast between the fingers, trying to get good even heat distribution, especially with other devices. However, with these days, I just kind of go with the flow. I don't worry about rolling evenly. I just kind of move the lighter around more than I move the actual device around. If that makes any sense. You see what I'm saying, guys? You can point the lighter and move the lighter around. Some people have dexterity issues. This is one way to go about dealing with it. If you have a piece that is small enough or I want to say hefty enough down here to sit down on your desk or something like that, you don't have to do this two-hand. You could do this one hand if you need to. You can actually use these devices one-handed, not a problem. And I may have put too much heat on there. I think I did. We'll see. Oh yeah. Really good hit. And I came close there, guys. I came close to combustion. Really, really close to combustion. The thing just holds so much heat. Holds so much heat. Think how dark it is. But my God, that was so close. So close. I did not taste any smoke though. Didn't taste any soot. Nothing tasted burnt. But that was probably the closest to the line that I've ever ridden with one of these devices without actually combusting. But yeah, so, and of course, you know, with your WPA, you can still hit it natively through the WPA if you wanted to, but when you get this awesome helix stem, why would you want to? Yep, really nice device, guys. I do expect to see some more from Vapit. I don't anticipate them slowing down anytime soon. They have been just hitting it and hitting it and hitting it constant for the longest time, and they're going to keep going hard. So, yeah, till I see you next time, guys, I want you to continue to take care of yourselves, continue to take care of your loved ones, and continue to take care of each other. And as always, I want you to continue to stay lifted and stay blessed. And I'll talk to you very, very soon. Peace.